Privyat. How's it going? We are in Little Russia. I'll talk more about that shortly. But we're actually in Nha Trang. Today's Wednesday, I think it's April the 9th. And it's hot, hot, hot. Nha Trang is actually, get away from that. Nha Trang is actually the city that gets the most sun throughout the year in Vietnam. The city gets some 300 days a year of sunshine, which it's not too bad. It's probably the total opposite from my hometown in Sydney, where we just get rain all year round. But yeah, so I arrived here last night, caught a train from Da Nang. A little bit disappointed to leave Da Nang. I really liked it there, but thought it was a good idea to move on. So it was about a 10 and a half hour train ride from Da Nang. Very impressed with the Vietnamese trains. I just got a basic soft seat on there. It was, I think, 28 USD, so it's probably like $40. Seats are comfortable, plenty of leg room, you can recline. There's plenty of storage above for your luggage, so you can put multiple bags, suitcases and things like that in there. Yeah, it was just a pretty enjoyable ride. There's really nice views along the way because you go basically down the coastline, so plenty of ocean views. Going through the little towns of Vietnam is always interesting. And then it was about a half-hour walk from the train station to my accommodation. So, Little Russia. I did not know this, and this feels a bit bizarre to me, but there you go. So, this town has a lot of Russians in it. They get about 500,000 Russian tourists a year visiting, but it's also, since COVID, it's become a hotspot for Russians to relocate and live here. The thing that surprised me the most, I'm walking the streets last night to get dinner, and I see all these Russian businesses along the way. Mainly restaurants and little markets, but some of them were even like they have little markets or like mini marts, which are owned and operated by, I presume, the Vietnamese, because they had Vietnamese workers in there, but they had Russian writing on the signage. The restaurants, there are actually a couple of Russian restaurants, so I'll probably go to one of those while I'm here, because I don't think I've ever eaten Russian food. So I'm curious to see what that's like. Getting greeted a few times last night, whether it was people asking if I wanted a massage, drugs, prostitution, or to go into the restaurant, get greeted in Russian. From some of them were actually Russians that are greeting you. Some of them, they look like Vietnamese people that are greeting you in Russian. So I don't know if they're maybe from other parts of Central Asia, like Mongolia, for instance. I don't want to, give stereotypes or anything, but that was my initial experience when I got here last night. So yeah, it's a very interesting mix of cultures, one that I never expected and didn't know about. It'll be interesting to explore the place. Also had a comment from a friend that looks like the video quality settings have been fixed, so thanks for that. You know who you are. If you do find that something doesn't look right on these vlogs, please leave a comment and I'll fix it. I am trying out a new angle on this shot, the front of view shot, so see how that goes. And again, if it doesn't look right on your TV, let me know. So the plan for today is just to explore the place a bit. Usually when I get to a new city, I like to spend the first day exploring, getting my bearings. And then I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to go out to one of the islands. Doing a fair bit of reading this morning. There's about 10 or 12 islands that are suggested. So I've picked one that I want to go to. Has a fishing village and a few other little bits and pieces. So yeah, hopefully we'll do that tomorrow. Take you with me. So a perfect example of the signage here. You see here, it's a Vietnamese seafood restaurant. And they've got Russian writing on there. Also noticed a lot of the mini marts here, they look like they're operated by the Russians. So all the signage is in Russian. They don't particularly look like the Vietnamese mini marts that I've seen, but they still only stock all the Vietnamese things that they stock in the other mini marts. Like there's nothing Russian specific. I went into one of them last night see if I can find like sweets and stuff. Hello, no thanks. But I couldn't find any. I couldn't find anything that was actually Russian. So yeah, just another little quirk, I guess. I'm just actually looking for some fruit because I haven't eaten yet today. See if we can find some. So massages are very popular here. A lot of businesses offer them. So I'll show you prices. So this is in Vietnamese dong. So you see there for a full body massage, it's 250,000, which is $15 maybe. You would have seen the prices go down from that. I got another one for like more of a women's pedicure place, eyelashes and whatnot. Hello, how are you? Just showing prices. Yeah, so very affordable if that's your thing. Found some fruit. Here. Mangoes are really popular here as well. Durian, which I refuse to try. Alrighty. Got 4 bananas for 10,000 dong, which is like maybe 60 cents or so. Something that's very noticeable though, as soon as you get away from the beach area, so like maybe a 15-20 minute walk into more like the town area, the Russian influence stops. Not seeing any Russian businesses, no riding, or tourists really. Just feels like normal Vietnam again, which I certainly don't mind. Very interesting little bit of artwork at this roundabout here. Hopefully I don't get run over. It's pretty cool. Doesn't show what it's actually called on Google Maps. Yeah, it's neat. Garden beds all around. Beer flags up. Yeah, it looks neat. That reminds me, I just walked past the KFC. Sunday night, or Sunday day, I was drinking, watching the football. I met up with some people that I had met earlier in the week in Da Nang. For dinner, I had KFC. It was the first non-Vietnamese food, if you want to call it that, that I had on this trip, so in 3 weeks. Instant regret. The KFC wasn't great. Certainly has a different taste to it compared to back home. The burger was actually a fish patty. I didn't mind that too much, to be honest, But the chicken itself, yeah, just wasn't the same. And the chips are little potato wedges, which they weren't quite cooked all the way through. So, you know, when you get that potato that's a little bit undercooked, it's not the greatest. Not really salted. Yeah, just not great. Disappointing. So definitely a poor decision on my part. I noticed this towering building from a distance when I was looking for an ATM. Apparently it's called Mountain Church. It's a neo-Gothic church. But it looks like it's closed. Or maybe not, let's have a look. Not sure if you need to be with a tour or not to go in here. Ave Maria. I've got no information on this whatsoever, so if I do find some, I'll add it into the video when I edit it. It's got an ornate bell tower up there. And apparently colourful stained windows. I can only really see white stained windows from here, so maybe other parts of it. But what I did notice, it looks more like a castle, to be honest. You can see from the side there. Yeah, we'll go around and see if we can get in. Yeah, so it looks like it's closed off until 2 PM. Must have guided tours. Stumbled upon another market just through here, so we'll go have a look, see what we see. So this one's called Dam Market. I'm sure it's not pronounced that way, but it's spelled D-A-M. Reading on Google, it's got 3 levels. We see up there, and it extends around the outside as well. More of the same as I showed in one of the other vlogs. Some pretty nice design bags here. Coasters. Chopsticks. Souvenirs. Plenty of clothing stores. See people bargaining. Something that I need to try and do more of. Bargain. Jewelry. Don't know if it would be appropriate wearing those Vietnam hats or not. I'm not entirely sure whether it's more of an army style hat or what it is. We got homewares, more souvenirs. It's a nice little plate. Did you make those? Did you make?
Handmade.
Did you? Handmade?
My brother.
Alright. How much? 150,000. Very nice. Thank you. Come on.
Discount 140.
Okay. Thank you. So discount 140,000 for one of those little plates. There's like a glass cover on top. That's about $8 or $9. all your different types of coffee. Dried mango. Someone having a nap. I didn't manage to finish that bag the other day that I bought in Da Nang. Yeah, just got bored of it, the dried mango. More homeware stuff. So I've got upper level. Looks like it's clothing and backpacks. So designer brand stuff, obviously knockoffs, sunglasses, hats. Ooh, doggy bowls. They love the Crocs here. More bags. I've noticed in some of these markets as well, they'll do big loads of packaging for goods. So I'm wondering whether it's these sort of places that a lot of the stuff is being shipped out worldwide from. Women's clothing. Feels like a mini version of the, it's called MBK Centre in Bangkok, but they've got all the knockoff stuff, but it's like 8 or 9 floors worth of stuff. Has that kind of a look to it, this place. Singlets, small Crocs, sandals. Some jerseys here. They look pretty outdated. Walking to the next spot. This is the Kai River, or K River maybe, C-A-I. Runs through the city. You see some of the housing here built on stilts. Very old and run down. You see some of the high-rise buildings over there in the distance, and that'll be the beach back there towards where we're staying. But yeah, see a fair bit of rubbish coming up here as well. That's all been washed up on the rocks. Yeah. So crossing another river, and according to Google Maps, that's an island over there called Hon Tao. I think it's how you pronounce it. See all little boats. Yeah, very nice and colourful boats at least. I'll have to check later what's over right there. I'm not entirely sure. We can probably see over there in the possibly in the distance as well. There's a little resort island, a bit like we saw in Haiyan as well. That's the little island over there in the distance. So I walked all this way to go up there to a pagoda or a temple. yeah, give some more info when I get up there. So no doubt I'm going to mispronounce this once again. That'll be a running theme, I guess. But the Po Nagar Cham Towers, which is this, was built in the 8th century by the Cham people. It's got different religious influences: Hinduism, Buddhism and Islam. So I thought this was a interesting place to check out, because I read that the architecture is quite impressive. So I've looked inside. See from the top level. Something I keep forgetting when I come to these places is to dress appropriately. You're not supposed to wear singlets or probably shorts or thongs, Birkenstocks, but I keep doing it. So yeah, just a helpful tip for you guys. If anyone comes to these places, maybe try to avoid that as well. So that was a no-go. No singlets, no shorts, no thongs or Birkenstocks, and no hats. And no filming or photos. Seems a bit pointless to come, but yeah, it is what it is.